Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hi, I'm Shawna. If you clicked on this video, then you're probably curious about what it's like to get a nose job. Well, I was filming my nose job experience and then I ended up cutting it short because I didn't get a lot of content. So I'm making this video and it's basically going to be like my experience, and I'm going to be like talking my way through like each step. I do have pictures and some videos, so I will be showing that throughout this video. This video might be really long too, but I'm not sure about that. Anyways, I'm gonna stop talking and let's get on to the video. My decision to get a nose job was something that I've always wanted. I wanted to get my nose done since I was like in middle school. I know it's kind of crazy, but yeah, I just didn't like the way that my nose looked. If you see my previous videos, then you know I don't look like this anymore because I got my nose done. And it's been like it's been a fun / nervous kind of experience for me, but I mean everyone's different. So I hope that this video will like kind of ease your mind a bit, because I'm so happy that I did get my nose done, and I hope I can give you like some advice if you're thinking about getting a nose job as well. So my story started like all the way in middle school. I've always wanted to get my nose done, and I think the first time I told my mom that was when I was in middle school. I forgot what grade, but I was definitely in middle school, and I was just like, I hate my nose. I hate it so much. Like, I don't know, it was like big, it had like a hump, it had like a little curve, like it was like cartilage or bone, and it like kind of broke, and so like you can see it going like this. Also, I thought I was breathing normally this entire time, and it wasn't until I went to a doctor and then she was like, you have a deviated septum, and I was like, what? Because now I feel like I can like breathe so much more better. But okay, I'm gonna get into that later. But yeah, I've always wanted to get my nose done, and I think I've been saying it like every year. And then it wasn't until one of my friends decided that she was gonna get her nose done too. It's very windy. I'm sorry if I keep looking out, but it's like very windy, and this tree in front of my house just keeps moving, and I'm like, okay. So again, like I always wanted to get my nose done, and I'm Persian, and in the Persian culture, getting your nose done is very common. Like it's a very normalized thing to get like plastic surgery. Mainly your nose, because like everyone's got like a big nose with a hump or like there's always something wrong with it, and we always want to like fix it. Yeah, in my culture, it's like very common. When I first brought up that I wanted to get my nose done in middle school, she literally was like, I'll think about it. She wasn't like, no way, like anything like that, but she was like, I'll think about it. So like I knew that like maybe this might happen in the future, but I mean it did, but at the moment that wasn't the case because I was still pretty young, and now that I realize it, yeah, I was. But I also wish I did get my nose done sooner, because I don't know, I just like love, like I'm just so happy with like the way that I look now. I mean, like looks aren't everything, but like I don't know, I feel like getting my nose done gave me so much more confidence. Last summer, when my friend decided to go get her nose done, and she's like a very close family friend, our moms are friends, like I mean our parents are friends, we're like really close friends and stuff like that. And I was like, Mom, see, like she's getting her nose done too. And then she was like, yeah, let's do like some research. And like, so we were doing that, and then she was like, maybe let's do it like next year or something like that. And I was like, no, I want to get it done now because, well, like last summer, just because I was in college and I wanted to like have my nose done and like have like a whole year or something at least with like my new nose and like a whole new look. And I know that sounds weird, but like trust me, when you're in college you'll understand. Like I wanted to do it soon because I was also graduating soon. But yeah, like I just wanted to at least do it while I was in college and I had that experience with like a new nose. Looking back on it again, like I wish I did it sooner. I wish I did it like before I started college. Not necessarily when I was in high school. Maybe when I was like a senior in high school I would have done it, but like I wish I did it before I even entered college, so like my whole college experience would be like me with my new nose and everything like that. Also, I didn't get my nose done in America. I know that's probably something like really scary for some people, but I got my nose done in Iran. And if you don't know, Iran is actually the nose job capital of the world. So I was like very like confident. I wouldn't say very confident. I would say like I felt better going to a doctor over there just because they have so much more experience. Now, if you're probably like, why would they have like more experience than a doctor here in America or like anywhere else? It's because so many Persians get their nose done that they're constantly doing nose jobs. And like, I think my friend like told me that like somewhere in Europe, like Denmark, Sweden, something like that, like a doctor over there to do like your nose wouldn't be as good as like a doctor in Iran, because everyone like in those places have like already perfect noses, so there's not like a lot of people going in to get a nose job, so they don't really have that much experience. But Middle Eastern people, like our noses are so big, and like there's always like a hump, there's always a hump somewhere, and like I don't know, like it makes sense. Also, the fact that I'm a citizen of Iran was very easy for me, because I didn't have to get like a visa or anything. I just needed my Iranian passport. But I know there are like some tours, basically they're like medical tours where you can get like a medical visa and go over there and like get your nose done. It's like a whole tour thing where you can like look around Iran. They show you like different doctors, they book a hotel for you and that kind of thing, if you're interested. So my friend that went and got her nose done before me, she already had like a doctor in mind, and like I looked at some of the pictures that her doctor did, like some of the noses that he's done, and I actually really liked it, and I was like, okay, now like I want to go to that doctor, like he's really good and stuff like that. And then when I got there, we went and saw him, and then it was like, pack up our things, let's go to Iran, let's go get my nose done, and let's do it with him. When we got to Iran, like it was very nice. I'll also have like a Iran travel vlog up as well. I don't know when that will be, but it will be up. And so we went to so when we got there, we were like discussing like doctors and stuff like that, and I was like, no, like I want to go to the one that my friend went to. She said she had like a pretty good experience with the doctor, and so I was like, I want to go to that doctor, like her nose is good, like she likes the doctor. The doctor wanted to do everything that she wanted to do, and I was like, okay, like I want to go too, like why not go to that doctor? We went there, we ran into a problem. So apparently, because I'm like an international person, I needed to book like beforehand, because he was already booked up. Like he already had like a whole bunch of surgeries lined up. And so we had to like discuss with him, and like his secretary had to call like other patients and ask if they would like move their dates. I was only in Iran for like a short period of time, and I had to like get my nose done and then wait like a week to recover before I can fly again. And it was just like very stressful, and I feel like we should have done that beforehand. So if you're thinking about getting your nose done, do your research with some doctors and figure out what doctor you want to go to and schedule it, and don't do like what we did where we just like got on a plane, went there and did it. Oh, what am I saying? We didn't even go to him first. We went to a different doctor first. It was one that my cousin said that like she had a friend went to this doctor, and we went to go see him. He said that like he was gonna do everything that I wanted to, but the one thing that he was gonna do that I didn't want to do was like push my nostrils in to make it like just make everything look smaller. And that kind of worried me, just because like in order to do that they had to like cut right here and push it in and then sew it back. And I've seen people that have like done that, and it just doesn't look that natural. Like it looks very flat, like there's no natural curve. Like let me show you, like this, that natural curve, right? if you cut your nostrils like right there and move it in closer, then it won't look as natural when you recover. So that was like one thing that scared me. And like, I don't know, I was like looking in the mirror and everything, and I was like, I feel like my face doesn't need that. Like, I feel like the spacing is like perfectly fine. I feel like I have like a very wide face, so like having a very like a smaller nose would just like look weird. Like obviously it was going to be smaller, but like pushing it in and then just making everything smaller, I feel like would just make the nose look very weird and not look natural at all. Also, I don't know, I didn't really feel comfortable going to that doctor, and so he was just like kind of out of the equation. And then we went to go see the doctor that my friend went to. Like I said, like we went to go see him, and there was like a whole problem where you had to like book ahead and stuff like that. So basically when I went for my consultation, he said the same thing as the previous doctor. Like he said he wanted to do everything that I wanted to do, but he wanted to push in my nostrils as well. And that was kind of worrying me because like, I don't know, like I didn't feel like I needed to do that, but I was also kind of like, okay, if like 2 doctors are telling me that I need to do that, then they know better, right? Like they are professionals in this field. Like if they think that my nose needs to be pushed in more to like look better, then maybe I should listen to them. One piece of advice I'm gonna give you guys, do whatever your doctor wants to do, basically. Like keep in mind like what you want to do, but also like if a doctor is doing something that you're not necessarily comfortable with, maybe go to another doctor and ask their opinion. Just because like every single doctor has like their own way of doing things, and they see like a different vision. Like they all see like you have like those basic problems of like a hump or like droopiness, like a deviated septum, something like that, but they all have like a different way of seeing things, and like everything's by the millimeter because they want it to be perfect, right? So like this doctor that my friend went to and that I went to go see, like he wanted to push it in like 1 or 2 millimeters, and I was kind of just like, I feel like what's the point of pushing it in a couple of millimeters? But I mean, they just have like a different vision, and maybe it would have made a difference. It was kind of worrying me because of the fact that like they'd have to cut around my nostrils and then push it in, and then when they sew it back up, it will be flat and I won't have that natural curve where my nose is, like my nostrils are. Then we went and saw another doctor. So he's considered like the best nose job doctor around in Iran, because he does like very natural noses, and like he travels the world giving seminars, teaching other doctors in different countries. He even came to like America. He went to like Los Angeles. He came to Florida as well and like gave seminars on like his techniques and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, I definitely trust this guy. Like I want my nose to look as natural as possible. And I was like, okay, like I trusted him because of his techniques, his experience. He's very well known. I've seen pictures of like some of his work. They are very natural, and that's basically what I wanted. And I went and saw him, and he told me like everything that I wanted to do, and he was like, we don't have to push the nostrils in. And I was like, what? Like he literally was like, your nostrils are in the perfect place, like there is no need to push it in. And I was like, so why are like these other doctors saying that? And then he said the same thing that I was thinking, like every doctor thinks differently, but from my experience I can tell like by the looks of your face, your nostrils do not need to be pushed in, because if they are pushed in, then your entire nose is going to look smaller, and then it'll just look like a very weird what they call in Iran a pixie nose, like a very small nose, and it kind of like goes like that, like a very pointed nose and stuff like that. And I was just like, that's kind of not what I want. Like I want a natural nose, you know? And he was saying like, he said something very interesting. He said that like, well, for me anyways, and I don't mean to be like bragging or anything, but he said I have like very beautiful features already, that if I make the perfect nose, then like my other features won't get as noticed. Like everyone will be concentrated on my nose and it will look very fake. He said that like the more perfect a nose is, the more fake it looks. And I honestly was like, I understand that. Like I see that. Someone I know got their nose done and it's like very small, very like pixie looking, like a very pointed tip and everything, and like that was like kind of the style in Iran back in the day, but I was just like, I don't like that. Like that's so true. It looks so perfect, it looks fake. And obviously like I wanted my nose to look perfect, but like I also wanted it to be natural at the same time. So he was basically saying like, if we push in your nostrils, then we'd have to make the ball, like the tip of your nose, smaller. And if you make it smaller and it doesn't line up with your face, it'll look too pinched, and that's like that pixie pointed look. And I was like, oh my god, you're so right. I did like research on my own about like stuff like this, and I was like, the fact that I did research and found those things and he said it just reinforced the idea. So I was like even more uncomfortable touching my nostrils and like getting them pushed in. So then I was just like, okay, that's it, I'm going with you. You have like the most experience, you're very good, I feel comfortable, what is that here? I feel comfortable talking to you, I feel comfortable like being under the knife with you operating on my face. And so me and my mom were talking about it, and she was just like, I feel like his noses are too natural. And I was like, what? Like that's what I want. Like I want a natural nose, you know? And then she's like, I feel like it looks like he's not even doing anything. Like maybe just take out a hump. I feel comfortable going with him, and I feel like he'd make like the most natural nose for me. That's like what I want. We ended up seeing one last doctor. One piece of advice, do not go to a lot of doctors. I'll explain why in a second, but just don't go to a lot of doctors. If anything, do research. Find doctors that you think would work best, and then probably see like 2. I'd say 3 max, but do not see 4 doctors or more like I did. I only saw 4, but basically my cousin, her sister-in-law got her nose done by this other doctor, and I saw her nose and I was like, wow, like it looks amazing, like it looks perfect but so natural. Like it was like how I said that like it was like some noses are too perfect it looks fake. This was like perfect to the point where it was very nice, very smooth, like just a very good looking nose and very natural at the same time. And I was also kind of like, no, I want to go to this other doctor, the 3rd one. And then my mom was like, no, don't do it, he's out of the picture. I was like, oh. So then it was basically between the doctor that my cousin's sister-in-law went to or the doctor that my friend went to. Now because I didn't see the one that the 4th doctor, then I decided to go to the one that my friend went to. I was like, she got her nose done, her nose looks really good, she likes the doctor, I like the doctor. The only thing I had a problem with was pushing in the nose, but then I was like, maybe it's for the best, like maybe I do need that for my face. And I was honestly getting really frustrated. Like I don't think y'all understand, like I was getting like very frustrated to the point where I was kind of like, I don't even want to do this anymore, because it was just like so much. I didn't know what to do. I was so nervous that if I went with the wrong doctor, my face would be messed up forever. Even though I could probably get a nose job again, but like I don't want to get a nose job again, you know? And I was like really getting frustrated to that point where I was kind of like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like I came all this way and now I don't want to do it anymore. And my mom was like, let's just go see this 4th doctor one last time. And I was kind of getting against it because I was like, I shouldn't be seeing all these doctors, because then all of these things are going to get in my head and then I can't make a decision on like which doctor to go to. And even though he did like an amazing job on my cousin's sister-in-law's nose, I was still kind of like, I don't want to see any more doctors. Like I was getting really confused and frustrated in the moment. And then she was just like, let's just go see it. this doctor one time, like this is the last doctor, and then we'll like make a decision. I reluctantly went, and like even in the waiting room I was kind of like, let's just go, like I want to go to the other doctor or something like that. During the consultation he basically said everything that I wanted to do, and without touching my nostrils. And I was just like even more confused, because I was like, okay, now I have 2 doctors telling me not to touch my nostrils and 2 doctors telling me I should touch my nostrils, even though the first one was kind of like out. I wasn't really comfortable going with him, but I was still like, okay, 2 doctors said this and 2 doctors said that. I was like, it's 50-50 at this point. Very hard, very difficult time, because I was kind of like so confused, you know. And the 4th doctor was very reassuring, and like I felt very, very comfortable being with talking to him. And in the waiting room I saw like some people in there, like after they got their nose done for like a final checkup, and their noses looked awesome. It looked amazing. There was this one girl, her nose looked like perfect. Even me and my mom were like, that nose is so nice. Like we were just like, it, like these noses looked really good. Like they were like almost perfect but natural at the same time, and that's basically what I wanted. And I was just like even more confused and frustrated, because I was just like, I don't know what to do. Do I touch my nostrils or do I not touch my nostrils? If I don't want to touch my nostrils, then I know I'll go with the 4th doctor. If I do want to touch my nostrils, then I know I would go with the 2nd doctor. And it was just like, it was kind of scary, but I ended up going with the 4th doctor, the one that my cousin's sister-in-law went to. The decision to do that was like, I was looking at all of his photos on Instagram. Like he posted like his work on Instagram, and I was like, these are like exactly what I want, you know. Like obviously like everybody's nose had like a different problem and stuff like that, but it just like every nose suited that person's face, and that's what I want. Like some of these doctors that I saw, like some of the noses looked like he only did like one style of nose, and he did it on everyone, and it didn't even suit everyone like that. So I was kind of like, every single nose that this doctor is doing suited everyone's face. And so I ended up going with him. I was like, I feel really comfortable when I talk to him. I feel really comfortable doing the surgery with him, considering like looking at everyone else's nose and stuff like that. I booked an appointment with him. I didn't even know if I was going to go with this doctor either, because he had so many clients coming in. Like he had clients from around the world coming in, that he had like an international list schedule, and it was basically everyone around the world on that schedule, and it was a wait list. He had a wait list for international people and for people in Iran. Like he had so many people like going to him. And he was also like a very big doctor as well. Like he traveled and did seminars and taught his techniques. Not as much as the 3rd doctor did, but he still did quite a lot. I literally had to be put on the wait list. What? Nobody wants to hear that, okay? Nobody wants to hear that they're on like a 2 or 3 week trip and hear that they're on a wait list to get a nose job. Like we spent all this money to go to Iran, and then now here comes the time to like get my nose done, and I might not even get it done because there's a wait list. We ended up talking to the doctor, and I told him like my confusion, like how I wasn't sure like which doctor to go to before, and like they were telling me like push in my nostrils, and like I was like hearing everything. And he was like, you know what, like I'll push up your name. Like I will schedule you in while you're here so we can get this nose job done. And I was like, are you serious? And he was like, yeah, like I'll do it. I don't know, I was kind of like so happy at that moment. I was like happy, but also like starting to get nervous, because I was like, he does amazing noses, but what if like my nose ends up terribly wrong? But I was like so happy. I was like, finally, like I got a chance to get my nose done, and like it's before I start my senior year of college. I was just happy and nervous. I was actually getting like so excited. I was like, oh my god, like this is it. Like this is actually about to happen. Okay, so I thought I'd make this video into 2 parts just because this video is getting like really long, and I don't think anybody would want to watch a video for that long, so I thought I'd divide it into 2. And the first part, which is this video, is gonna be about like the beginning experience of my nose job experience, and the second video will be about like actually getting my nose done and the recovery period. So yeah, this is like how I'm gonna kind of end the video because I didn't have an outro originally planned. So this is it, and I'll see you guys in the next video.